What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of Ronald Gordon, who is 8 weeks out of this upcoming Detroit Pro. So he isn't the most famous guy in the men's open bodybuilding, at least as of right now. But a lot of people have forgotten how good he looked last year at this same show, and he placed top 3, beating a guy like Justin Rodriguez. And I know this sounds so crazy, but this is how much the competition in the men's open class has evolved over the last 2 or 3 years. That Justin Rodriguez, who has placed 8th at the Olympia back in 2020, he failed to make top 3 against guys who haven't even qualified for the Olympia before. So Ron Gordon, who trains under the eyes of Chris Lewis, aka Psycho Fitness, I have got to say the man has got a great upper half, very round muscle bellies, and a very small waistline. And although he still needs more size in the legs department, and we definitely hope we see bigger legs this time around, as Ron, if I'm not mistaken, he did not compete after Detroit Pro last year. He took the whole year off. So I believe he is gonna be a lot more competitive this time around, especially if he is successful in bringing up his legs and bringing a bigger set of quads the next time we see him on the stage, which is gonna be in 8 weeks time at this upcoming Detroit Pro. So what really made him place ahead of Justin Rodriguez last year at this show, that was his conditioning. That man was so peeled. And the man also brought a very polished physique to the stage last time. Now winning Detroit Pro, that I'm afraid is out of question for a guy like Ron. Because let's just keep it realistic. We are gonna have some very heavy hitters at this upcoming Detroit Pro in the forms of James Hollingshead, Carlos Thomas Jr., not to mention William Bonac, possibly Godvito as well. But it will be very interesting to see how a tall and a very aesthetic guy matches up to them and how much improvements he has been able to make. Guys, Mr. Olympia Signature Series is now live on hostile.com. Use the code FAZI10 to get 10% discount and click the arrow below to check out all the hostile products. To all the people out there who talk trash about Keone's midsection and him having that ab split, which is genetically determined, he could not have found a better picture than this one with Ronnie Coleman, because Ronnie too did not have the best midsection in the game. In fact, Flex Wheeler, whom Ronnie himself considers the most fierce competitor he ever faced in his entire career, he had much better abs and a much better midsection than Ronnie Coleman. But how many Olympia titles did Flex Wheeler won? Well, we all know the history that Flex Wheeler has got 0 missed Olympias, and Ronnie on the other hand, he has got 8. So just pointing out that when you have genetics, like a guy like Keone Pearson, he's gonna continue to win, and that ab split that just won't matter at all. So the most important thing is that Keone's realization that he has to take extra precautions and extra care to keep that midsection in check, so that his waistline remains as tight as it was, let's say, at the Olympia last year, especially after these long growing phases, because we all know his end goal, that is the men's open Olympia title, maybe 3 to 4 years from now, and he knows he has to max out that 212 weight cap first before he thinks about moving into a bigger class. And for those of you guys who do not know, he was about 200 pounds on the stage at the Olympia last year, so that means adding another 12 pounds of solid muscle on that frame. And 12 pounds, I have got to say, is gonna look absolutely wild on a physique like Keone. And that is just in the 212. Now the man is in no hurry to go up against the big boys, although the pressure on him, that is gonna keep on mounting with every passing year, because it is gonna get quite boring watching the 212 class, because the man is just in a league of his own, and no one is touching him in the 212 for as long as he wants to. Just think about this for a second. Who really is gonna challenge a guy like Keone next year? And Sean is already 42 years old. No disrespect to a guy like Angel Calderon, but I don't think he can beat Keone Pearson even if Keone isn't even 100%. And people are already saying he's the best 212 of all time, even better than Flex Lewis, after winning just 2 titles. And Flex has won 7. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have the physique update from Jeremy Buendia. He's working with the same coach that prepped him for the Olympia during his comeback back in 2023. And you have got to give the credit to Jeremy. That man looks huge right now, and he is well in his groove to make his final run before he says goodbye to the competitive side of bodybuilding for good. And again, I have got to say the man just retired too early from the sport, from the men's physique division, and the division just outgrew him. Now, Jeremy had very unrealistic expectations for his comeback in 2023 because nowhere in any sport you can take 5 years off, come back, expecting to win the biggest title in that specific sport. Because while all this time, when you were away from the stage, all these other top guys, they had their foot on the gas. But that being said, in Jeremy's own mind, they messed up their peak big time. And that was the reason he placed top 8 at the Olympia back in 2023. And this is gonna be his last opportunity to prove that he still has what it takes to be a top men's physique competitor. And by that I mean win the Olympia title back. So if supporting his family and his business, that is the major goal for Jeremy, then he should definitely make a run for this year's Dubai Pro, where there is 50 grand on the line. And this will be a good warm-up before his last Miss Olympia competition. Nevertheless, his legacy has already been cemented as the greatest men's physique athlete to ever step on any men's physique stage, because the man won 4 in a row in quite a convincing fashion, and he was quite a dominant champion back in his time. So what do you guys think about the current look of Jeremy Buendia? Next up, we have an update from the Persian Wolf, Hadi Choopan. So whether it's the off-season or the contest prep, where Hadi is a few weeks out of the show, there won't be a time where Hadi isn't pushing his limits in the gym, and his strength is just out of this world. And many people believe that that is the reason of him having so much density and muscle maturity. So the way he has been training for years and years now, and staying totally injury-free, that is also so damn astonishing. And as fans, we want nothing but to continue to watch Hadi Choopan to be an absolute animal in the gym and keep coming back for that Miss Olympia title. So, could he have won more than just 1 out of the 6 Olympias that he has done so far? Well, absolutely yes. Almost everyone agrees on that. Hadi missing his mark in 2024 Miss Olympia, that must have been a very hard pill to swallow, because he left the door open for Samson Dauda to win his first ever Miss Olympia. So 2025 is gonna be the most crucial year for Hadi Choopan in the aspect of him winning back that Miss Olympia title. Because if he is unable to do that this year, to beat Samson Dauda after taking a full year off, it is gonna get very hard, especially in the later years, to beat him again, to win back that Olympia title. But I do believe that if Hadi from the Arnold, Ohio showed up at this past Miss Olympia, he would have been a 2 times Olympia champion by now. But do let me know what you guys think. Next up, we have a 14 weeks out physique update from Josema Beast, aka Jose Manuel, who is most probably gonna be the biggest competition for Terrence Ruffin at this year's Pittsburgh Pro. So no surprise at all on how massive Josema Beast looks at 14 weeks out. So he is a former men's open bodybuilder. He made his pro debut in the men's open back in 2023, but there hasn't been a more successful transition from the men's open to classic physique than what we saw from Josema Beast last year. I mean, the man got 2 back-to-back wins, plus a top 6 at his classic physique Olympia debut. Those are such impressive stats. So maybe he should try to add more thickness to his arms, because his delts are just way too good. So Terrence has also been looking very incredible during this comeback prep, but he must also bring his A game, because every show that Josema has entered as a professional athlete, and that includes the men's open show as well, his conditioning has always been so damn impeccable. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.